Hello everybody, welcome to Sensible Fitness, and in today's video we're going to talk about a certain fitness term, and this term is specificity. So what does that mean? How does that affect you? Why does that term exist? And how does that affect you in terms of your training? We're going to be looking at all of these in today's video. So to start off with, what does the term specificity mean? Specificity means that whatever exercise program, exercises you choose, and to a certain extent, even how you do the exercises, all of that depends on you. Essentially, how you're built, how this thing is. Now, why is this? Well, there are a couple of reasons. First one would be your goals. Now, as we've talked about in a previous video called longevity in training, which you can check out right over there, um, what your goals are will determine what training programs you pick. For example, if your goals are to build muscle, you can't really attend a Zumba class and build huge muscle out of that. What if your goal is to increase your cardiovascular strength? You can go to a powerlifting class, but you'll probably be better off running a mile or doing some cycling instead. So your goals do indeed affect the kind of programs you pick. The the second thing is your own body. Now, every human body is unique in its own little ways. Now, that could be something as big as your height or your weight, or maybe the ratio of your upper body to your lower body, or it could be something small like how your joints are built, like how your wrist joint or your elbow joint is built. Stuff like your ligaments, your bone density, all of that can definitely affect you while working out, and all of that has to be taken into consideration by your coach when building your program. The third reason is personal histories. Many of you might have had some injuries that you're carrying for the rest of your life. Now, if you're lucky, it'll be something as a tiny little scar, right? Maybe there's just a cut and it's really not that big. However, for others, it might be something that hurts you either physically or mentally. Like it's a scar that is unfortunately more visible and unfortunately will physically stop you from doing certain things. Now, this again will affect how you're able to exercise, will affect your technique, and will affect what exercises you can and cannot do. So, those were a couple of reasons why specificity is important in working out in fitness. So how does specificity apply to you working out? Well, it does a lot. For example, how your body is built can indeed affect your exercises. One of the greatest examples I can give you of this in my own experience here is the side lateral races. Now, when you're doing the side lateral race, the bodybuilding philosophy with that is to raise it this way, but to keep your pinky over your thumb. Now, this is perfectly okay in its own respect, because this of course keeps your side delts at or rather brings your side delts closer to a 90-degree angle with respect to the opposing force, which is the weight in your arm, and of course the opposing force of gravity. So it brings it closer to that optimal 90-degree angle when you keep your pinky over your thumb. However, in my own personal experience, I can't do that. Now, one of the main issues with the pinky over the thumb is that that can lead to shoulder impingements. Now, now in my own experience, that is very difficult for me, because I actually have two previous injuries with my shoulder, having dislocated both my shoulders. So I cannot do the side lateral raise with my pinky over my thumb. I actually have to do it with my thumb over my pinky, because that puts my shoulder in a much more safer position. So similar to that, in every particular exercise, depending on any injuries or stuff that you have, the way that you do an exercise, how you do an exercise, all of that could change. Oh. And here's the thing: whether you're doing pinky up or pinky down, none of it is actually right or wrong. Both of them have their own benefits. Both of them have their own drawbacks. Now, carrying this over to you and to your programs specifically, the main point that I want to make out of this video, and indeed by explaining the term specificity, is that no training, no exercise, no matter what they say, is actually necessary to you, right? And every single exercise, no matter how complicated it seems, is customizable to you. So if you can't do a certain exercise, the first thing you should try and figure out is why you can't do it. Right? And if it's because of an old injury, if it's maybe because of some tightness, what you should try and do next is figure out a way to be able to customize it for you at at your current proficiency level. And you shouldn't think that, oh, this is the best way to do an exercise, or that's the best way to do an exercise. Everything depends on you. And each and every exercise will, of course, have their own benefits, will have their own pros and cons. And you will now have to decide on those pros and cons to figure out if that exercise is the best for you. So understand that there is no one best exercise, and everything will depend on your goals and your personal body, right? On your body, your current injuries, etc., etc. So there is no one best program or exercise. The program or exercise that you do and indeed how you do them should be based on your goals. And of course, the program or exercise you pick should be something that you can do for the long term. And that's it. That's the video on specificity. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Please do click the bell icon. Follow us on our other social media profiles. Follow us on our Facebook page, Instagram page, Twitter page as well. We will be doing a few posts there as well. If you have any doubts, if you have any topic ideas, please do leave them in the comments down below. Please do like our other channels, the Gateway Podcast, the Basic Trouble Podcast, and if you're interested in gaming, please do follow my other personal gaming channel, That Indian Gamer. All the links, of course, will be down there in the description. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.